Welcome everybody to the Frito and Willie show. My name is Frito, and of course we got
Willie Mac live and direct. What's going on?
chilling, dog. Right now we always try to be all hype and stuff like that, but this show's got a little bit of a somber tone. Word out on the street today is that DMX, one of the greatest rap superstars of all time, has
Yes.
suffered an OD has OD'd on drugs, and uh, it is reported that he has some partial brain damage as well. And so this episode really is going to just talk in about the man that we love from a hip hop perspective, man. Willie, what did DMX? When you think DMX, what do you first think about in your mind?
Aggression.
Mm.
Aggression. You know, I know we talked about DMX a little bit. We talked about the Rough Riders Chronicles back in 2020. But the thing about DMX is that I've never heard DMX seem like he's skimping on the mic. You feel like when DMX gets in that booth, he's coming in with a purpose.
Yeah.
And his purpose is to, wreck shop. That was when he was in his 20s, and even now, in his late 40s, approaching his 50s, I believe. So just that level of aggression every time you get DMX, DMX is that cat you put on, when you hit in the gym. DMX is that cat you put on when you want to go, you got that crazy proposal and you I need someone to get me hype, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, for my athletes in the room, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure DMX was a part of many a pre-game soundtrack, you know what I'm saying? And that is the great thing of DMX. We're trying to speak into existence that he'll pull out of this. Yeah, man, just that level of aggression. But I think that level of aggression and not being able to stop, I think we're starting to realize now that's a representation of how he lived his whole life.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tragic side of this all. So yeah. But what about you, man?
Yeah, man. When I first think about him, I just think about somebody getting punched in the face out of nowhere and not expecting it.
Wait a minute, is he doing the punching or he taking the punch?
That's how his persona came through. Because, one of the first songs I can remember vividly is Stop, Drop, Shut Up, and Open Up Shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that song just took us by storm. And you just saw this personality just like capture your mind, capture your eyes, capture your soul. You like, what is this raw energy that I'm getting right now from this guy? And I think that just matches up to what you say. He was always giving you his best and his all and what he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just so much pain, and so much, just so much aggression, so much pain just coming through in almost every song. And that's the thing about X is that you really felt like he was not playing around. He meant everything he said. There's so many stories about X. He says them without thinking too much about it. But it's almost like if you grab Mike Tyson, you would have given him a microphone.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that ding 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 is when they probably were just like, we recording.
Yeah.
The beat drops.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was no stop with the man.
Yeah.
No stop. And like I said before, I can't say I was a fan at first.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different level of aggression that I was used to. It was very, very raw, shirt off, tattoos, but not in the Tupac way.
Yeah.
So, when you first see, dark skin, bald head, dude, especially in 1996, you think, oh, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? But then when you hear him talk, you're like, oh, that's not Tupac, you know what I'm saying? And the way he attacked the beats, because my Get At Me Dog is still my favorite DMX song. And just that, and then the video, it was in the tunnel. It was black and white, it starts off, they got to do like knocking his Timberland boots together. And, and it looks like, what is going on? Is this a club? Are they in a basement? Concentration camp? What's going on in here? And it was like, oh no, this is Darkman X. I get it. This is the move. This is the transition in hip hop. Like, shiny suits died that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it went from shiny leather suits to Timbs and dungarees the next day. Like, that's X. And but he was also versatile at the same time, which is because you would think that he would have been so in that box that he wouldn't have been able to do much more with that. But no, it's actually like he definitely had his lane, but he did so much with that lane. Whether it's numerous albums and classic records, but the acting, you know what I'm saying? And of course, he pretty much played DMX in the movies because, we can have a whole pod about Belly, but I mean, cats really went to go see Belly, and he might have been the best part about Belly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Tommy Buns was definitely, so he was a wild dude. You know what I'm saying? I think this DMX playing him still.
We definitely got to do a Belly podcast. Like, now you brought that up, we got to do one for sure.
Yeah, and it's just everything about it, like the stories about him and his dogs, just but then the other side is, like I said, just he kept getting in trouble. Like trouble. Yeah. But trouble, it ain't funny, but you laugh, like, he's impersonating an FBI agent, and you know what I mean? Still ain't caught. Yo, did you ever watch the DMX reality show?
So was it the couples therapy?
No. I know about that one, but this is way back. This is like 05, 06. Like, BET gave him a show. And I still can't find clips from it online. But one of my favorite episodes, and they weren't that many, was Swiss is in the studio waiting on X to get there. And X is at 7-Eleven. And he's like, oh snap, donuts just came out. And he's eating donuts at 7-Eleven. And then just randomly, like, he's like, yo, anybody want eggs? And he is cracking some eggs and putting it in like one of the nacho plastic containers. It starts, yo, real talk, I didn't know you could microwave eggs like that until DMX did it. Like, he gets one of the nacho containers and, gets some salt and pepper and puts it in the microwave, and it comes out like, yo, this is the best way to eat eggs. You know what I'm saying? It's eggs. And I'm like, you can microwave eggs? I still, if I don't feel like in the pan, I microwave my eggs. Shout out to Darkman X. But we laugh at these things, but and them getting in trouble. But I don't. A lot of it is apparently due to his lifelong battle with addiction. You know what I'm saying? He said in multiple interviews, but he was saying that the reason he believes he ever got addicted was that when he was a child, someone passed him a laced blunt, and he didn't know it was laced until he's like, "What is this?" And, oh yeah, I put some coke in it, crack, whatever. He smoked it, and that's literally been one of his drugs of choice since then, and that's something that's hard to shake, man. So I'm not being judgmental of X, But man, it's just sad. It's sad because I don't know if you heard, but he's been recording this album for the last year or so.
Yeah.
And I mean, on the album, he said that he had Alicia Keys, he had The Locks, he had Griselda. I'm crazy about the Griselda cast. So you talking about Benny, and you talking about Gunn, you talking about Conway. Dog, I'm gonna say one name. Guess who else he had? He said he had on the album. Ooh. Bono from YouTube. Got Bono. And so, and he had a great song with Locks that came out last year. I mean, he's jumped on some people's stuff in the last year. I know he did a song with MGK. That was cool. And so, like, I saw him on tour in 2018. He looked good. And so, he went into rehab in 2019, I believe, not too long after that concert. Actually, I think I saw him in 19 after he got out of rehab. And so, like, it seemed like his life was really going for the better, man. So to hear this, man, ain't gonna lie, man, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It is heartbreaking.
X was always a dude who could have definitely gone the Uber thug route, but from the very beginning was very vulnerable in all of his raps. You just think about songs like the Damien songs,
Oh yeah.
Where he's battling with a demon, and you wonder if that was just kind of like synonymous with him just talking about his life and battling with demons in real life.
Definitely.
And just kind of like just in the prayers, just showing like, I have done bad, but I'm trying so hard to do good. And you saw the conflict going on through the albums in his life, Slipping
is a good example too.
Oh, that is true.
That was a single. It's very important that was a single. Like, that's crazy. Can you imagine that being a single today? That was a single.
Yeah.
And we could talk so much about mental health and all that type of stuff. We just didn't know that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was talking about abandonment. Like his mother really did abandon him. And so, like, to talk about abandonment and strife and, of course, poverty and drug addiction, it was like, man, X was giving us all these things. And, it just hurts that, through all of that, he still, continued to suffer. And for a lot of people, they're just not going to understand. It's going to be, oh, man, he was rich. He had, he get any girl he want, get any house he want. That's just not enough. You know what I'm saying? If something's missing, something's missing. And but I will admit, this caught me totally off guard, because I literally was talking to somebody the other day about, like, yo, man, that X album coming out. I said 2021. I was like, oh, that X album gonna be crazy. Because X is also well liked by everybody.
Right.
Too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know he did this pod, I think it was last year with Fat Man Scoop. And X is just funny. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I have not.
It's so funny. Because Fat Man, if you want to, old school dudes arguing about MCs is always fun to me. So Fat Man Scoop is like, X is like the kid on super caffeine. Like, he can't stay, So X is like, so who's your top five? Who's your top five? And Scoop literally names about 40 MCs. I'm not even joking. Like, he just kept going. And X is like, yo, I keep it about 7. And then he named, like, I think he said Rakim, KRS-One, and somebody else. Probably Cool G Rapper Slick. Then he goes, I'll take the other 4 later. So Fat Ass Scoop is listening to all these MCs, and he says Lloyd Banks. And X goes, who? And he's like, Lloyd Banks. And I love X for this. X is like, give me 4 bars. That is that no one ever does that. which is amazing to me. Like, how many times you seen these interviews? Somebody's like, they name a rapper. So, okay, you name me 4 bars. Not a whole song, not a whole verse. Just give me 4 bars. And Scoop couldn't do it. So he's like, give me 2. And he couldn't. So fast forward, like Lloyd Banks is with this. And like he's on the Instagram, like, yo, X, how you go this? X is like, yo, man, I was bugging. I thought you was talking about somebody else. I know you can spit. You good? And he probably don't. But it's just the fact that X was like, oh, yo, my bad. You know, be wild. Yeah, man. X is awesome. But I mean, but yeah, man, like, you know, It's Dark and Hell is High is a song, it's an album that I go back to. Just a very just seedy, you know, album. Like even the singles. Like the singles for the album were Get At Me Dog, the Rough Riders Anthem, and Stop Being Greedy. When he did the voice joint.
Stop Being Greedy was one of the best storytelling. Sing. I've been eating long enough. Now stop being greedy.
It was dope. The 4th single was on How's It Going Down, which was the ladies song. But even that song is just, that was an R&B song, so it was still gutter. He's pretty much telling this girl, like, yo, did you take this package to so-and-so? Like, yo, he's talking about, is he telling her to drop off some drugs in a love song? Yo, even that song is so funny. It's so funny because in the end, he's like, yo, we can't do this because we need your baby mom. You need to go back to your baby's father. But he's like, yo, we can still be the best of friends. Ha ha. X is wild, dude. X is a wild dude. X is a wild dude, but I felt like he always was his best with guest appearances, though. Like, if Jay-Z's on the song with him, X ain't playing. If Jada Kiss is on the song with him, he ain't playing. You know what I'm saying?
With him and Jay.
I love Blackout.
Oh.
I love Blackout. Also because the locks are on there, and like I feel like everybody comes in, like, you know what I'm saying, like super, super ugly on it. Yeah, man. Yeah. I love Blackout from Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That's
okay.
My favorite. Okay. I mean, Money Cash Hoes is fun too, but Blackout is my favorite one. Yeah, Blackout.
Money Cash Hoes. Wow.
Money Cash Hoes. That beat was so weird to me when I first heard it. It was very weird. I didn't like it. I don't know if I liked it at first, but I grew to like it very quickly. But yeah, I think that's Swiss. I think that is Swiss. Yeah, that sounds like something Swiss would do. So yeah. DMX, my dog's bite, jiggle, walk, nigga. Oh, like, you know, it's just, he's like, yo, he don't play around, man.
Never. He don't
play around. So I really hope he comes out of this, man. Really do.
Yeah, man. We definitely all have our fingers crossed on this one.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, even dude went through his battles, people loved him, man. They appreciated him.
No, we maybe we don't have maybe we don't have as extreme as DMX in our lives, but we all know somebody's going through something, and you just keep rooting for them to get out of it, or get better, or get stronger, or you know, whatever, and you're rooting for them, and you know they make so much progress, and then wake up one morning, they've taken a couple steps back, but you don't give up on them. You know what I'm saying? You don't give up on them, and I don't think DMX fans have his true fan that they're giving up on him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think that's why he's able to. I'm gonna make a new album, and the locks to like where we need to be. Grisel's like, where freaking Bono. You know, freaking Bono. Bono's like, oh, you doing the album? Let me holler at you. What can I do? I feel like DMX is one of those people that, and I think a lot of it is because like he really does love the art. He never has come off somebody, and maybe it's not the best thing that's, you know, but he's never come off somebody who's always doing it for the money or for the shine. You felt like, you know, DMX is doing it because he really loves hip hop. He really loves. And that's what I got from the Fat Man Scoop interview. Like he really was wanted to talk about lyricism and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's crazy. It's freaking X. Like at one point, he was the biggest rapper in the world. That dude sold 2 albums. That dude went platinum off 2 albums in the same year. Nobody's done that except Pac. Pac, and no offense, but Pac was not alive. You know what I'm saying? So X did that. The first to do that. That was crazy. It was crazy. It's like, yeah, he was on top of the world, and I think I'll be real with you, man. I really, and I still am, but still was very excited for what this album could do for him, his legacy. Like, you know, now I'm always rooting for those guys that come back, you know, can come back and do something crazy. And, you know, hip hop, that could happen in hip hop, but we don't do it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we finally reached that level where older MCs can get shine. You know, because a lot of times, like we continually are told that hip hop is a young man's sport or a young lady sport, but I'll be honest, more of a young man's sport. And nobody want to hear no 40-year-old rapping. Nobody want to hear no whatever. And then you starting to look around, you're like, yo, a lot of these MCs that are really doing stuff, they're not in their 20s.
Right.
And you know, Scarface still puts out incredible work when he wants to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. Big Boy and Andre, but definitely Big Boy puts out more albums, you know, of course, than Andre. Big Boy put out something, it's good. Like Jay-Z, I mean, you know, 444, like, I mean, Jay-Z puts out some, man, Jay-Z come out with a verse right now, somebody guest appearance, and like people are going crazy. Oh, this new Jigga verse. Jigga's 50, you know what I mean? So I was excited to hear it, and I still am. I just hope that he's able to directly see the fruits of it.
Yeah. We do hope that DMX will pull through, man. And we wish him and his family the best, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Frito, for this episode, man. I know we just wanted to, you know, do something real quick, talk about, you know, the legacy of DMX. Hopefully, this, of course, will not be the last conversation we have about DMX, who definitely is on the list of incredible MCs, incredible personalities, and incredible just all-around stars in hip-hop. So, yeah.
Agreed. With that, please all continue to like, subscribe, comment. We greatly appreciate it, and we thank you all for listening. And with that, we out. Peace.